when it comes to this show, man, let's just dive right into Found because it's a very different role for you. And the idea, when I was watching it, I almost got like, from what Shanola Hampton is doing, is almost like a mix in the first season anyway, of like Dexter meets Silence of the Lambs in the way that she is having to do this thing that is not morally right. She's doing it for the right reasons. She's also gone through this trauma to where the person who kidnapped her, she has a chance to use him to get what she wants and be helpful. What was it about this role that you said, no, this is something a little different, and I want to kind of dive into this and really sink my teeth into it?
You know, I think back to when I had the conversation with our showrunner, NK, and we discussed, you know, there's always a handful of pilots every year, scripts that are out there for pilot season that people want to be a part of. And this was one of those. The word on this is a great elevated procedural with a twist. Didn't know what it was until I got the script and I read it and I was like, oh, that's a pretty darn good twist. And then I had the conversation with the showrunner, and it felt very limited. Like I had just come off of Mixed-ish, where I was the father of Tracy Ellis Ross's character Rainbow, and I was looking to do a drama. I don't ever go into the season going, oh, I'd like a comedy or a drama, but I was like, oh, I've done a comedy now for 2 years. I feel like doing a drama. And this felt very limited because you have the procedural aspect of it, and then you also have this character component.
Sure.
And I thought, oh, this would be fun. It's not going to be too taxing of a schedule, and it'll be fun to work with Shanola. I was familiar with her work, and I really wanted to work for Warner Brothers. There's a lot of great components that all came into play. And then you just kind of put your trust in the showrunner, and you're like, well, whatever you got for me, I'm down for. And I felt as the season progressed, we started wanting to peel the onion more and more on Sir and the relationship that he has with Gabrielle, played by Shanola. And now we're in season 2, and it's even more so. But I never would have thought that we would get to the point we are right now, season 2, after our initial conversation that I had with NK. And that's the thing with television, is that sometimes, well, most of the time, unlike a film, you have the beginning, middle, and end. Mm-hmm. On television, you could start in the middle, which is where Found started, and you're just along for the ride. And sometimes I'm aware of a characteristic of the character at the same time the audience would figure it out. I mean, you get a script and you realize, oh my gosh,
right,
there's more backstory. And now I have a brother, and you're like, oh, okay, great. I didn't even have any of that when we first initially started. So, well,
I wonder if I want to warn people, spoilers if they haven't seen season 1, because I want to dive into what's going on in 2. Is that for a lot of season 1, you're a prisoner and you're helping out, and then in 2, you're on the run. You get a chance, and I'm sure there's 2 levels of fun in the first season you've got to almost, like I said, you have to play this Hannibal Lecter type of role of kind of helping get into the psyche of Sir, saying this is the things that she should be looking out for, and then really playing to the essence of what it has this kind of really odd bond that he's got with her, that he believes he's got with her, and now he's got to get on the run and almost. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in so far, at least what I've seen of season 2, and it's like this kind of weird cat and mouse thing he's already doing, but he's messing with her, yet still, he says to her, there's a lot of people, they'd be dead if I wanted them dead. I'm doing my thing. So what is the comparison for preparing for Sir in season 1 as to where he is now on the run, season 2, and what he's doing now?
Yeah, I mean, really, there's nothing that I had to prepare. Everything's on the page. I feel for me, it's just more challenging. I knew what my boundaries were last year. I knew that I was in the basement, and then we would go back into his backstory. And so the backstory took place in a farmhouse or the school. So for me, I would just come in and go, oh, I'm in the basement today, or I'm in the farmhouse. And now I'm on location. I'm in everybody's lives on the show. And so it just, for me, it's a little more work. I know that Shanola would laugh at that statement, given that she's in every single scene, and she's there for we film each episode in 8 days. She's there pretty much 7.5 days
Yeah.
out of the episode. I'm there a total of, 2 maybe. My workload has been expanded, but it's nowhere near what the rest of the cast is doing, because they're doing the procedural side of the
Right.
show, and we have this other component. And I'm on that side. It's funny, in the first season of the show, I never met the other actors. I sort of saw their names on call sheets, but I really never had to connect with anyone. And this year, a lot more connecting.